Hey guys, today we're slipping into a quiet city morning, the kind where your breath fogs in front of you, your coffee's too hot to sip, and your phone screen glows a little too bright against the gray sidewalk. You're walking to work, earbuds in, music low, dodging puddles and half-dodged glances. On your left, vendors setting up carts. On your right, someone sleeping on cardboard, still wrapped in last night's cold. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Drop a comment with your city and local time. It's always cool seeing where in the world you're all tuning in from. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You're on your usual route, same as always, crossing that little corner with the leaning lamppost and the half-shuttered bakery. That's when you notice him. He's not begging. He's not even moving. He's just there, middle-aged, rough coat zipped to the neck, a beanie that's seen better decades, sitting with a cardboard sign that reads, "Giving first, even if it's small." You barely glance, the way people barely glance, before your gaze bounces to a dry spot on the pavement like it's the most fascinating concrete ever poured. But he calls out, not loudly, just enough. "You dropped this," he says, lifting a pair of gloves. "Not yours. Definitely not yours. Yours are in your coat pocket, the warm, fuzzy ones with that one hole in the thumb." You blink and he shrugs. "No worries. You look cold anyway." You hesitate, and because it's cold, and because politeness is still somewhere in your DNA, you accept it. Not new, but clean. Oddly warm. You nod. "Thanks," he grins. "Start with kindness, right?" You walk away thinking about that phrase. It sticks harder than you expect. At work, you can't stop replaying. Who gives gloves to strangers when they clearly need them more? You sip coffee and it tastes different. You scroll Instagram and every luxury post feels weirdly loud. By lunchtime, the feeling hasn't left. So you do what you usually do when something nudges your soul. You write a short post. A photo of the gloves on your desk with the caption, "This morning, a man with nothing gave me warmth. He didn't ask for help. He just gave. I'll never forget it." Simple. Honest. One line of truth. You forget about it by the time your 2 p.m. meeting drags into Excel spreadsheet boredom. By 6 p.m., your phone is on fire. The post's been shared, reposted, commented on by people you haven't spoken to since college. There are crying emojis, prayer hands, hashtags like True Hero and Angels Among Us. Some guy from Twitter even makes a graphic with a soft blur in your quote in cursive. Your DMs fill with questions. Who is he? What's his name? Where was this? The comments start imagining his story for you. War vet, philosopher, a saint in disguise. One person insists he's probably secretly a millionaire testing society's soul. Someone else quotes Tolstoy and says, he's teaching us what matters. You laugh, but uncomfortably. Because here's the thing. You don't know his name. You didn't ask. You just took the gloves and walked away. One post, one pair of gloves. And suddenly the internet decides he's more than a man. He's a symbol. And you're suddenly the accidental narrator of a modern-day peril. Your cousin tags you in a Facebook post that reads, "This is why we need more humanity. Be like my cousin. Like you're now the patron saint of grateful communities." Somewhere between feeling flattered and feeling like a fraud, you lie awake at 2 a.m., still holding the gloves. You didn't ask him why he did it. You didn't even say more than thanks. Authors still debate whether true kindness needs to be explained, or if its power lies in mystery. But your gut says one thing clearly. This man's story doesn't belong to the internet. Not yet. Maybe not ever. The next morning, you take the long way to work, past the bakery from flower stand, down the alley that smells like soy sauce and second chances. He's gone. Just a faded patch of cardboard and a coffee cup with 2 pennies inside. You stand there longer than you want to admit, because part of you hoped, really hoped, he'd be there, so you could say something better, something more. Instead, you walk back into the noise corridor, wearing gloves that whisper something every time your fingers move. Start with kindness. It sounds so small, but maybe, just maybe, it's not. You're still wearing the gloves. Not out of need. Your apartment's warm, your coat has deep pockets, but because somehow they become this silent challenge, a reminder. They sit next to your laptop, your keys, and that old loyalty card you never remember to use. You even caught yourself gently smoothing one out while on a Zoom call, like it needed comfort. The post, meanwhile, has mutated. Some influencer reshared it and called it the ultimate Monday motivation. A fitness coach edited it into a reel with gym footage. Someone even animated it, poorly, with inspirational piano music as if you lived a Pixar short. You smile at first, then wince, because this wasn't supposed to be a meme. You get a message from a stranger who says, "Thanks to your story, I bought food for 3 people today." Then another, "This changed my view on giving. God bless that man." It should feel good, but it sits heavy. The truth is, you still don't know his story. And it bugs you more now, not knowing whether this whole digital wave actually helps him, or if he's still out there giving warmth while the internet basks in borrowed glow. You decide to go looking, not like a movie montage, just gently. You bring extra coffee, ask quiet questions, try to respect invisible lines. But the city is good at hiding people once you decide they matter. You start carrying the gloves in your tote, like they'll lead you back to him. They don't. Weeks pass. You keep posting smaller things, quotes, reflections, little kindnesses you see, but nothing hits like that story. People say, "This one's sweet, but nothing beats Glove Guy." Eventually, someone tags you in a local thread. A blurry photo, unmistakable. It's him. Same coat, same beanie. Outside a library across town. He's offering a sandwich to a kid. Same sign in front of him. Giving first. Even if it's small. Your heart jumps. So one cold Saturday morning, you skip brunch, throw on your coat, and ride the longest, most rattly bus in town. You bring gloves. Not his. A new pair. Thick, waterproof, black and red, like something a mountaineer might wear. You bring a thermos of soup. Not too hot. With a note taped on the lid. "Hi, I think we met once." You find him exactly where the photo said. And here's the wild part. He recognizes you first. "Hey," he says before you even speak. "You kept the gloves." You laugh. Nod. Suddenly, words feel like trying to thread a needle with oven mitts. You hand him the soup. He holds it gently, like it might fight. He reads the note, smiles. Nice handwriting. You sit. Sidewalk cold through your jeans. People glance. Nobody stops, which somehow makes it feel more honest. You finally ask, "Why'd you do it?" He looks at the sky, like maybe the answer's hiding in the clouds. "Because I was cold once," he says, "and someone gave me gloves." You blink. "That's it?" He shrugs. "What else should it be?" He tells you about a diner owner from back when he was 17, freshly homeless. No ID, no shoes, just frostbitten fingers and a face full of shame. The guy didn't ask questions, just slid gloves across the counter, said, "Pay me back when you're warm." "I never saw him again," your friend says, "but I've given out 17 pairs of gloves since. You were number 17. The number sits heavy. Why count? Because if I get to 30, maybe the cold I lived through matter. You don't know what to say. You want to hug him, or write a book about him, or nominate him for some Nobel Prize they don't make yet. But all you do is sit. Two humans, one warm soup, one shared winter. Authors still debate whether impact can be measured by scale or by depth, whether helping one person deeply outweighs the praise of 1,000 reposts. The internet, meanwhile, has continued its own journey. Someone turns your story into a podcast. Another swears the man is an undercover monk. A TikTok empathy coach claims you fabricated the whole thing for clout and gets 1,000 likes for saying so. You're tempted to reply, but your friend, the glove giver, just laughs. They don't need the real me, he says. They just need a reason to do better. And here's where it gets strange. He hands you something, not gloves, a note, folded 4 times, lined paper. Inside, a list of names. First names only, and places. Maya, bus stop. Theo, food bank. Kim, overpass. Those are people who gave to me, he says, or let me give to me. I like remembering. You sit there stunned because it reads like a novel. Each name is a chapter you've never read, but you know has weight. Stories behind every one. Suddenly, your phone buzzes. Another notification, another share. You look at it, then back at the man beside you. He's watching pigeons. You know, he says, "I used to think I had nothing. But it turns out, I've got more stories than most people with closets full of jackets." You smile, because now you know. He doesn't need the world to remember his face. Just the feeling, the warmth, the start, the kindness. You go back the next week, and the one after that. It becomes a quiet rhythm, like brushing your teeth or charging your phone. A routine of returning. Not for content, Not for clicks, just to sit beside someone who reminds you what giving actually looks like when it's not being recorded. You bring little things: a scarf, a new thermos, sometimes just jokes, badly delivered. He brings stories. Most are short, some are long, all are real. There's the one about the woman who gave him a paperback book in the rain, even though it got soaked. Said I needed fiction more than food, he smirks. Or the teen who wordlessly dropped a granola bar next to him and ran like she'd committed a crime. Each story chips away at the mental mold the world tries to cast around him. He's not a symbol, not an angel, just a guy named Elias. Yes, he finally tells you his name, only after 3 visits. Didn't want to ruin the mystery, he says, and slowly you start to realize something else. He remembers more about the people who gave to him than anything he's ever received. There's a quiet power in that. Authors still debate whether memory is a more valuable currency than material gifts, whether the act of being seen is more healing than the aid itself. Elias would probably shrug and say, it's all the same. One feeds the stomach, the other feeds the rest. One chilly afternoon, you bring a little notepad. On a whim, he eyes it. Gonna start writing these down, he asks. You nod. If you'll let me, he grins. Just spell my name right. You start recording the stories, not for views, not even to post, just to preserve. Because you realize something's happening. People are starting to notice. Not the way the internet did with hashtags and heart emojis, but in real life. A barista from a nearby cafe walks over one day and hands Elias a bagel. On the house, she says, cheeks red, not from the cold. A dad and his kid stop to talk. The kid gives Elias a sticker, a sparkly dinosaur. He sticks it to his thermos like it's a badge of honor. Your friends start to ask if they can come with him, not to gawk, just to sit. And eventually, Elias says something that hits harder than you expect. I think I'm gonna go, he says one Sunday. Just like that. You pause. Go where? He shrugs. South? Warmer? I got a friend down there who's got a couch and a cat who tolerates me. You feel something sink. He sees it. You thought I'd be here forever? He teases. Like a park bench or something? You laugh, but it's hollow. He softens. You gave back, kid. I noticed. And not just to me. You started something. People are warmer here now. You want to argue, say it was all him, say you just held the camera. But he stops you. Don't downplay your part, he says. That's false humility, annoying as fake modesty. You grin? All right, all right. His last day, you need him early. He gives you the original gloves back. You refuse. He insists. They've done their job, he says. Now they're just souvenirs. He scribbles a note and tucks it in one glove. Later you unfold it, reads, you don't need much to change a day. Just one warm hand, extended first. You watch him walk away, coat zipped to the neck, beanie tugged low. He disappears into a bus, then the road, then a horizon too ordinary to mark such a departure. You stand there for a while, holding the gloves, feeling the shape of them, the weight of everything they've carried. And just like that, he's gone. But the kindness, it stays. In the new gloves you buy for someone else, in the bagels you pay forward, in the quiet little moments where you choose to give first, before being asked, before the world tells you it's safe, because you learned something big from a man with very little. Kindness isn't a reaction, it's a beginning. And now, a soft wind down to ease you gently into sleep. The world outside grows quieter now, as if even the streets and streetlights have begun to listen. The night presses close, but not unkindly. It's the type of darkness that tucks you in, not the kind that keeps you out. You breathe in, slow and steady, remembering the scent of city air mixed with warm soup and old wool. You picture the quiet face of a man who gave what little he had simply because someone once did the same for him. You imagine his footsteps fading down a quiet sidewalk, away from cold corners and toward the soft glow of something better. A couch, a cat, a friend. And you feel your body relax. Because even when stories end, the warmth and spark doesn't. It lives in the next small choice you make, in the hands you reach, in the kindness you give. So close your eyes now. Let the glow of memory wrap around you like a soft old scarf. Let the hush settle over your thoughts, and know that even on the hardest days, kindness can still be the first thing you get. Sleep gently, dream fully, and remember, you are always enough.